There is a secret power sleeping within you, waiting, arching to be awakened. It is not buried in some faraway land. It is not hidden in the stars. It is right there within the fabric of your own mind, your own spirit. That power is belief. And when you learn to believe as if anything is possible, the impossible begins to kneel before you. Every achievement known to mankind was once only an idea, a dream, in the mind of someone who dared to believe it could be done. The airplane was impossible until it wasn't. The light bulb, a fantasy, until a man believed enough to try over 10,000 times. History is written not by the timid, but by those who believed boldly and acted fiercely on that belief. You must come to understand that your belief is not just an emotion. It is a spiritual force. It is the link between the world you see and the world you desire to create. When you hold belief in your heart with unwavering faith, you do not just change your thoughts. You alter the frequency of your very life. You become magnetized to opportunity. The universe begins to respond. But belief alone is not enough. You must believe with purpose. You must believe with action. You must believe with persistence. There will be moments of doubt. The winds of fear will howl through the corridors of your mind. But in those moments you must stand still and say, I was not made for defeat. I was made to create. I was made to rise. When you train your mind to reject limitation, to cast aside the whispers of failure, and to embrace the divine truth that all things are possible, yes, all things, you begin to tap into a power far greater than your circumstances. You become a channel for something higher. You are no longer just a person with a dream. You are a force with a mission. And what is belief, truly, if not the fire that lights the engine of destiny? You do not need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You need only to know that where you are going is real in your mind. Because what is real in your mind, repeated with faith and action, will become real in your world. Refuse to let fear steal your vision. Refuse to let failure write your story. You are the author, the creator, the architect of your life. Start today, right now, by believing not as the world tells you to believe, but as if anything is possible, because, in truth, it is. Faith is the starting point of all achievement, because it activates the unseen forces that shape our reality. It is the inner conviction that something can and will be done, even when no evidence yet exists in the physical world. Without faith, desire remains dormant, and ideas lack the energy to move forward. Faith transforms thought into power. It gives life to your vision and the courage to act in the face of uncertainty. When you have faith in yourself, in your purpose, and in a higher order of things, you begin to operate with a strength beyond logic. Doubts lose their grip, and obstacles appear smaller. Every great inventor, leader, or visionary first believed in what could not yet be seen. That belief became the fuel for persistence, the light in the darkest hours, and the strength to endure setbacks. Faith is not passive. It is the spark that ignites all creation. Try definitiveness of purpose fuels belief by giving the mind a clear and unwavering target to focus on. When you know exactly what you want and why you want it, every thought, every emotion, and every action begins to align with that desire. Vague wishes create vague results, but a definite purpose acts like a magnet, drawing in the ideas, people, and opportunities needed to bring your vision to life. It eliminates confusion and replaces doubt with determination. The more specific your purpose, the stronger your belief becomes, because your mind is no longer scattered. It is locked in on a mission. This clarity creates momentum. You no longer ask if something can be done. You begin to ask how and when. The power of belief expands in the presence of purpose. It gives you a reason to wake up early, to stay up late, and to push forward when others quit. Your mind is the gateway to infinite possibilities because it is the only tool through which you can access the creative power of the universe. Everything you see, touch, and experience began first as a thought. The human mind, when focused with intention and belief, can tap into ideas, solutions, and visions far beyond the limits of the five senses. It is not just a container for memory or logic, it is a transmitter and receiver of thought, capable of tuning into higher intelligence. Then you train your mind to dwell on possibility rather than limitation. You unlock a stream of inspiration and insight that guides you toward success. Imagination, faith, desire, and decision all begin in the mind. When you believe that the mind is more than biology, more than habit, you begin to realize its divine power. What you hold consistently in thought begins to shape your reality, step by step. Every great accomplishment was once a thought, held so firmly, so persistently, that the world had no choice but to make room for it. This is not magic, it is law. Thought, backed by belief and action, becomes substance. Even failure cannot resist a mind locked in unwavering thought. Over time, the world bends to the will of a mind that refuses to let go of its vision. Fear and doubt must be conquered because they are the silent destroyers of dreams. They do not arrive with warning, but they creep in slowly through hesitation, through excuses, through the voice that says, "What if I fail?" Or, "What if I'm not enough?" These two forces, fear and doubt, paralyze action and weaken belief. They cloud the mind, distort reality, and convince you to settle for less than what you were born to achieve. But they have no real power except the power you give them. The moment you confront fear with faith and doubt with decision, they begin to lose their grip. You must replace fearful thoughts with bold affirmations and doubtful questions with decisive steps. This is not easy, but it is necessary. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the mastery of it. Every time you act in spite of fear, you strengthen your belief and take back control. The moment you choose to believe truly, deeply, without compromise, as if anything is possible, you awaken the divine force within you that was placed there for a purpose far greater than you've yet imagined. The world does not need more doubt. It does not need more hesitation. It needs you, clear in purpose, strong in faith, and relentless in belief. Do not wait for permission. Do not look for guarantees. Believe with the intensity of a soul on fire, and act with the confidence of one who knows that the impossible is simply the untried. You were not born to shrink. You were born to rise, to create, to transform. So stand tall in your belief and let the world adjust to your vision. Because once your mind is made up and your heart is lit with unwavering faith, there is nothing you cannot achieve.